Well, it's great to meet you, Deborah. And I know in your review, it was all about the allergy product. And so I just wanted to ask, first and foremost, how did you hear about us? How did you find out about our product?
Well, my husband was doing research. What happened was she's a little blue and white pitty. She started having problems early, and this is Florida, and Florida always has like major allergy seasons. We have probably some of the worst allergies. She was losing hair. She was speckled. She actually had lost little tufts of hair all over her back and all over her belly, and she had some sores underneath. And I had been taking her to the vet because I have a plan for her, and I have been taking her, and they put her on Apoquel for a while, and the Apoquel did a good job, but the hair didn't come back, not very quickly. And it started to come back a little bit, and then she got hit with another allergy. Then she had to go with prednisone for a while. It was so bad, and I was washing her every 3 days with this, medicated skin bath, and they told me she was going to be on Apoquel for the rest of her life. That's what her vet told me. I was so worried about it. Now, my husband was doing research because he and I have always felt like that there are natural products out there that are much healthier, and the thing that we kept coming up with is it's her gut. She was taken away from her mother when she was only 5 weeks old. So she didn't get a chance to develop some of those things that you would get from the mother's milk. She didn't get to develop those. And we didn't know what we were going to do. I don't know if you realize it, but Apoquel is like $2 and some odd cents per pill. They want you to take it for the rest of her life. And I said, oh my gosh, this is crazy. I said, I don't want her to be on drugs for the rest of her life. And prednisone has so many long-term side effects. I said, we've got to do something about her gut. So we put her on really great food. We put her on Purina Pro Plan, digestive, and skin issue, which is very, very good. One of the things that her vet had emphasized was that many times it's the type of protein that they're actually getting when they have all these allergies, and they can't break it down properly. And so basically what happens is these allergies flare up, they come out as skin problems. So we put her on the Pro Plan, which the salmon and rice she does extremely well with. Found out she's allergic to pumpkin, so we got to keep her off of pumpkin all the time. And then we tried, I'm trying to think of the other one. There was another chewy type of supplement that we put her on, and it really didn't do anything. And then Richard said, let's try this. And it was a buy one get one, I think, that you guys were running at some point, and that was the first time he bought it. And we got the buy one get one. And I said, because after the first month, I really didn't notice a whole lot of change. I was still having to give her Benadryl every day. It was just, she was so itchy. I felt so bad for her. I was still giving her baths and everything. And then something happened in the second month. And all of a sudden, I noticed, I was looking at her and I said, honey, her hair is growing back. And he said, is it? Yes. Everything came back. She takes these every single day. She gets 2 of them every single morning. She's 56 pounds. So she gets 2 of them every single morning. She doesn't mind the flavor, which is really nice for the dogs. But I've got to tell you, this has been a godsend. I'd rather pay $35 a month for something that's natural, something that is going to meet her needs and correct the problems that she has in her gut. And that's what this has done for her. It's like the best probiotic ever.
That's amazing. I'm so glad to hear that our product has just changed everything for Abby, because gosh, it's scary being on those medications. It's expensive. You know that your dog needs help because they're itching and their hair's falling out and they're clearly uncomfortable, but you don't want to give them something else that's going to cause other problems in the future. And so it is so tough. And you're totally right too. There's a lot of supplements out there. There's a lot of options to kind of try and look at, but the plasma in our chews is really the thing that's unique that you're not going to find anywhere else. And what plasma has a really amazing knack for is finding inflammation in the body and helping to regulate that, whether it's in the gut or on the skin or anywhere else and stuff. And it's going to do that wherever the body needs it most. But gosh, I'm just so happy to hear that it's worked so well for Abby. So Abby's main issue before was just really bad itching and hair loss, right?
Hair loss, itching, her stomach, her gut was never really right. By the way, I happened to be in the vet's office the other day because she has to take trazodone occasionally for, she's hyper. So she has to have trazodone occasionally. So I'm standing in line and this couple's beside me and I looked down. They also had a little pitty and it was also losing hair. And she says, she said, I'm at my wit's end. And I said, that's exactly how I felt. And then I told her about WINPRO. I said, you got to go find this stuff. And I actually ended up sending her the link to WINPRO. And she says, oh, thank you. I said, now it may take 2 months before you see it. I said, but when you see it, it's long term. I said, when it starts helping, it's amazing.
That's so cool. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Glad to do it. If I find something that works like that, I am not afraid to tell anybody about it.
That's incredible. And what's amazing too is that we have 100% money back guarantee. So if they try it and it doesn't work, we'll refund you. There's nothing to lose. You know what I mean? With giving it a shot, because it's you're desperate to find something. You spend so much money. You're just like,
oh my gosh, I was so desperate. The Apoquel was just ridiculous. And I walked in there and I said, okay, I need Apoquel for Abby. And they said, oh yeah, well, that'll be $98. I said, look, I'm a retired person. I'm a retired teacher. I said, I'm a retired person and I'm on a fixed income. And the last thing I need right now is to spend $100 a month on my dumb dog, who I love more than she's my family. Yeah. I said, but I'm going to do whatever I have to do to help her. And I said, we've got to find something. And like I said, my husband, he always was into fitness and taking care of himself and making sure that, he took natural supplements as much as possible throughout his life. And finding that was the best thing.
Yeah, that's incredible. Do you happen to know if he saw a Facebook ad from us or something when he was doing the research, or if he just found us on Google? Or
I think he might have seen a Facebook ad. He said, I heard of this stuff that we need to try. And he started doing research on it. And then he went online, found it, and started reading everything that was in it. He's a stickler for that kind of thing. He read all the way through it and he said, yeah, I think we're going to try this. I had tried that other one before, which was about the same price. And I can't even remember the name of it. That's how forgettable it was. It was ineffective. It really didn't do anything for her. This one was amazing.
Wow. And so you said too, it was in the second month, the second canister of trying the product, that you really started seeing the impact. And was that first thing that you noticed that she wasn't itching as much and the hair was coming back? Okay.
Yeah. And then I noticed little spots on her were little spots that had been pure white. It was like you could see her skin right through it. They all started filling up with her pretty gray. And now her coat is just beautiful. I look at her the other day. She's so silky looking. I mean, actually, her skin and her coat it was always a little rough because pit bulls tend to be that way.
Yeah.
Not anymore. She's silky. You can just rub your hands. She's so smooth and silky. So this stuff is wonderful stuff.
Amazing.
She's just going to stay on it forever. So
yeah, I'm sure she's such a pretty girl. Is she around so I could say hi? Or
let me see. She's sleeping on Daddy's chair. Hold on.
Of course.
She's really, as most pit bulls are. I also have a Rottweiler, but he doesn't have any skin issues.
Yeah.
That's the Rottie.
Oh, cute. Oh my gosh.
He's 9.
What's his name?
Mac.
Mac.
And here's little Abby.
Hi, Abby. Oh my gosh, she's adorable. Look at those eyes. Hi, Abby.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, she's beautiful.
Thank you. She's a sweet little girl.
Yes.
I think I put pictures on there along with the testimony when I put it on there, but she's so pretty.
So pretty. Was she losing the hair like all over her back? Was it on her tummy or just everywhere?
It was back, tummy, side. She was just so itchy and her ears were raw. And now she's pretty.
Yeah, she's beautiful.
That's a pretty girl. Yes. Okay, go back to sleep. I'm sorry I bothered you.
Well, we love talking to the pet parents, but we're all about the dogs here. So we love seeing the dogs. Oh, sweet girl. She's like, what do you want, Mom? I was trying to take a nap.
I know, and it is definitely her morning nap time.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing. Well, I just wanted to ask, is there anything else that you wanted to share about your experience or anything else that you wanted to say about the product? Otherwise, I think that's all the questions that I had for you. So
no, it takes a lot for me to really endorse something, but I really endorse this. And like I said, I will tell anybody about it that has dogs with those same problems, even standing in the vet line.
Yeah. You've already proven that out. You've already proven out.
Probably was not a good moment for me to be doing that, but at the same time, it was like they always want to put them directly. And this is what I've seen over and over and over again. They always want to put them on drugs. It's their first reaction is, oh no, she's going to be on Apoquel for the rest of her life.
Yeah. And some people think that's their only choice. Some people know that there's other things out there. So I think you caught them hopefully at a good time where they were just hoping for any other ideas out there that they could look into.
Yeah, they were frustrated as I looked when I was trying to get her taken care of, which was very frustrated, as a matter of fact.
Well, it's amazing. I'm so glad you found us. Thank you so much for being willing to hop on a call.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and share your story. We love meeting customers, asking about your whole journey with our product and stuff. Just thank you so much. Tell Abby and Mac I say hi as well.
I will.
All righty. Thank you so much.
Good to meet you.
You too.